So I've been thinking about something for a while now, and I think this is a conversation that the Tomb Raider community should be having a lot more often.
What is it?
I'm philipcroft, and I'm here to tell you why the LAU trilogy desperately needs a remaster.
What would give you that idea?
We've seen the original Tomb Raider games getting brought back into the spotlight with the release of 1 to 3 remastered in 2024 and 4 to 6 remastered in 2025. And this was a long time coming and a win for us, right? We also have the Survivor trilogy fully accessible on modern platforms. Even more recently, we've had 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider released for Switch 2, so the franchise has had multiple eras preserved in any way or another. But there's this one era that feels like it's being left behind, and I'm of course talking about the LAU trilogy, Legends, Anniversary, and Underworld. And weirdly enough, it might be one of the most important eras in the entire history of the franchise, and I genuinely believe these games need remasters right now. And more importantly, I think we as a community need to start being a little louder about asking for it, because right now, it feels like these games have basically been buried deeper than half the tombs Lara Croft explores. And I think this needs to change, because I feel like we have this massive chunk of Tomb Raider history just stuck in limbo. Why? This is a trilogy of games that helped define Lara Croft for an entire generation of players, myself included, and what makes this even crazier to me sometimes is that people forget that without LAU, there is a very real possibility that the Tomb Raider community and the franchise wouldn't be where it is today. And as much as it pains me to say this, because I really love Angel of Darkness, Tomb Raider was in trouble with AOD. Reception was a bit rough, the series lost momentum, and the general public was frustrated. And then came Legends in 2006, and suddenly people remembered why they loved Tomb Raider. Then Anniversary came along and beautifully reimagined the original game. Then Underworld pushed the ambition even further. LAU didn't just continue the franchise, it quite saved it. And then there's Lara Croft herself, of course. For so many fans, this version of Lara Croft is Lara Croft. Confident, witty, intelligent, fearless, stylish, acrobatic. She walks into danger looking like she already solved the puzzle before even getting there, and this version of Lara had this perfect balance. And I know this might start a little debate, but for a huge part of the community, this was peak Lara. Now the thing is, I'm not sitting here saying these games need remakes, not at all, that's kinda the point. They don't need remakes, the foundation is already there, the gameplay is still genuinely so much fun, the level design still works, the puzzles are very good, the platforming still feels fresh, the atmosphere and scenery are beautiful, the music is still fantastic, the voice acting is still superb, shout out to Keely. What these games need is modernization. Because technically speaking, they're showing their age. And I think everyone can agree on that. The textures are outdated, the lighting feels old, facial and hair animations can be rough, controller support on PC can be annoying, compatibility issues keep popping up, performance problems still exist, and to be honest, Underworld especially, that game was ahead of its time. The large environment, the climbing systems, the physics, the movement, it had huge ambition, but unfortunately, it got held back by 2008's technology. And I strongly believe modern hardware could finally let these games shine the way they were originally meant to. And here's where I think makes this even more frustrating. From a business perspective, this makes sense, because I feel like this isn't some impossible request. We're not asking Crystal Dynamics to rebuild these games from scratch. The foundation is already there. Everything down to assets and story and voice acting, etc. already exists. This isn't an appeal for a remake project. I want this to be treated as a relic restoration and a little dusting off. Improve textures, improve Lara's model, improve the lighting and the performance, and especially bring them to modern consoles. I remember playing Legend and Anniversary on my PlayStation Portable, and I would love to be playing these games on a Nintendo Switch 2, for example. In Underworld's case, I think the issue can get even more serious if we consider the fact that the Underworld DLC is not even available elsewhere rather than the Xbox, due to it being an exclusive release at the time there. If we ever get these remakes done, Underworld's DLC needs to be included, or it just eventually becomes lost media, frozen in time. So hey, this is me appealing to you, appealing to Crystal Dynamics, and honestly to anyone who resonates with any of this. Please, let's be more vocal about it. I see people asking for LAU Trilogy remasters all over social media, and we need to keep that energy up. Although we're all very excited for Legacy of Atlantis to come in February 12, 2027, we can't leave an important part of our history left behind. If you remember correctly, Legacy of Atlantis was supposed to release still in 2026 when first announced, but it's been delayed a few months. Essentially, this means we won't even have any new game released this year. I pray that we still get the LAU Trilogy remaster this year in time of the 30th anniversary in October. If not there, I hope it comes very soon to better preserve everything. Tomb Raider Legend is even celebrating its 20 years of release this year. And also, for those who don't know, the future installment of Tomb Raider Catalyst, is coming in 2027, and it's been confirmed that the events take place years after Tomb Raider Underworld. So what better way to appeal to new audiences and to keep fans invested and connected by having Underworld in a modern console where we could celebrate its full glory. Also note the fact that Underworld is literally the only Tomb Raider main game not available on PlayStation 5. Even with that, I'd be a little happier. I hope this manifestation for LAU remasters reach Crystal Dynamics, and it reaches you as well. I think this is not an impossible feat for us Tomb Raider fans because, hey, we gotten the first 6 ones remastered, right? So honestly, I think this is just another opportunity for us to do the same for LAU. Companies pay attention to visible demand, and visibility comes from communities being consistent. Comment under this video, comment under official Tomb Raider posts, make videos about it, make fan art, share memories, because if the community collectively starts asking, people will notice, and publishers will too. Thank you so much for everyone who watched this video, and I hope this resonated with you. If so, please comment on the comment section what's your favorite memory from the LAU trilogy. I can say that this is quite literally my favorite trilogy, and Tomb Raider Legend being my favorite game of all time. So I'm really glad that we can be together and just ask for something that is so dear to us, and I hope we get it soon. So I'll just leave one final question for Crystal Dynamics.